Oh, what an inauspicious start to my day today. My entire mood has been spoiled. It feels like the whole day will pass in this state of misfortune. This damn crow, right there on that toxic hemlock tree? Well, today is completely ruined for sure, only because of these two negative things that came in my way. Oh, what's that? Absolutely splendid. Snow as fine as dust, so sparkling, so white. What a magnificent day it is! Pure, pure, pure joy! Today demands that I write a poem, yeah! Dust of snow. The way a crow shook down on me, the dust of snow from a hemlock tree, has given my heart a change of mood and saved some part of a day I had rued. Oh, what an interesting piece of poem. Wow, isn't it a beautiful piece? This short poem has just 8 lines, but it's packed with meaning and emotions. Now let's understand what each line is telling us. Coughing is not stopping. Noises, noises. Let me proceed. So, my poem starts with a crow. Now, friends, a crow is not the most beautiful bird. You know that. In fact, crows are often dark, and poets don't usually write about them in positive ways. But here is where I do something clever. I am about to show you that beauty and happiness can come from unexpected places. This is exactly what I wanted you to understand, okay? The crow shakes something down and it's falling directly on me. Imagine this moment. You are standing under a tree, maybe on a winter day, and suddenly something falls on you. The word shook suggests a quick, sudden movement. It's not a gentle drift, it's an action, a shake. What falls down? It's not a heavy snowfall, it's just the dust of snow. The word dust is interesting here because dust is usually something light, small, insignificant, something we don't really notice or care about. But here I use dust to describe snow, which makes it sound delicate, light, and almost magical. It's not much, just fine particle of snow like powder. This snow comes from a hemlock tree. Now here is another clever choice by me. A hemlock tree is an evergreen tree, and historically it's associated with poison and darkness. Hemlock was even used to poison the ancient Greek philosopher Socrates. So again, I am using something dark and negative to bring about something positive and beautiful. Here is the magic, friends. This simple small action, a crow shaking snow on me, has actually changed my heart and mood. I went from feeling sad, unhappy, and regretful to feeling different. My emotional state has shifted. My heart, which we know is not just an organ but represents our emotions and feelings, has experienced a complete change. I use a beautiful word here, rude. To rue means to feel regret, sorrow, or sadness about something. I had been having a terrible day. I had wasted time being sad, being upset, regretting things. But that small moment, that dust of snow, saves part of my day from being completely wasted and miserable. It saves my day, it gives me new energy and a positive outlook. So let's put the whole story together. Actually, it's a poem, but I have narrated it as a story for your better understanding. So let's put the whole story together. Give me a huge shout out. On a bad day, while standing under a hemlock tree, a crow shakes some snow onto me. This tiny, unexpected moment completely changes how I feel. Instead of continuing to waste my entire day feeling sad, I realize that even small, beautiful things in nature can bring joy and hope. The rest of my day is saved by this realization, and I composed a beautiful piece of poem that you have to study for your examination. Now let's talk about how the poem is built. The poem has two stanzas, and each stanza has four lines. These 4 lines stanzas are called qua, qua, quatrains. Okay, so you have to keep that in mind that these 4 line stanzas are called quatrains. Each line is very short, just 4 to 5 syllables. This short length is important. It matches my idea. Which idea? The idea is just a small moment, a quick action. The poem's simple structure reflects its simple message. One small moment can change everything. That is why I have kept the poem so small. Also notice that there is no punctuation at the end of the lines in the first stanza. The sentences flow from one line to the next. This technique is called enjambment, and it makes the poem feel like one continuous action, one flowing moment. So here comes the rhyming scheme of this poem. Let us identify which word rhymes. So the rhyming scheme is crow A, snow A. So we have got A, then me B, tree B. So the first stanza contains the rhyming scheme of AB, AB. Let's move on to the second stanza. Heart. Let's give it the name C because we have already used the letter A and B. So heart C, part C, mood D, and rude D. So in the second stanza we have got CD CD. So as a whole it becomes AB AB CD CD. So this is your rhyming scheme AB AB CD CD. This regular, simple rhyming scheme creates a musical, rhythmic quality. It's easy to read and remember. The rhyming words also help connect the two parts of the story, the physical event in stanza 1 and the emotional impact in stanza 2. Now, let's talk about the themes of the poem. Theme 1, Nature's Healing Power. The most important theme of this poem is the healing power of nature. I am sad, I am upset, and having a terrible day, but then a simple moment in nature, a crow shaking snow from a tree, completely changes my mood. This teaches us that nature has an incredible ability to heal our emotional wounds, to lift our spirits, to help us feel better. We don't need big, expensive things to feel happy. Sometimes noticing the beauty of nature around us is enough. Now, the next theme is small moments can have big impact. Why I'm saying this? Another powerful theme is that small, seemingly insignificant moments can have a huge emotional impact. The poem calls the snow dust. The poem calls the snow dust. Something small, something we might normally ignore. But this tiny moment of dust falling on me becomes life-changing. The message is clear. Don't underestimate the power of small, beautiful moments. Life isn't always about big events. Sometimes a small thing can turn your entire day around. Theme 3. Finding beauty in unexpected places. Here is something really clever that I do. I use a crow and a hemlock tree, both traditionally symbols of darkness and negativity, to represent something positive and beautiful. This teaches us an important life lesson. Beauty and happiness can come from unexpected, unlikely places. We shouldn't judge things or people based on their appearance or traditional associations. Sometimes the things we think are ugly or dark can bring us the greatest joy. Greatest joy. Yes, greatest joy. Theme 4: Changing Perspective. The poem also shows us the theme of changing perspective and attitude. I start the day with a negative mindset. I am regretting, I am sad, but one moment changes everything. This shows us that our perspective, our attitude, and our mood are not permanent. They can change. We have the power to shift from negativity to positivity, and sometimes nature or a small moment can help us do that. So let's move on to literary device, as we have already discussed all the themes, or you can say poetic devices. Number one is imagery. Imagery means using words to create clear pictures in our minds. I use vivid imagery to help you see, feel, and experience the scene. Look at these lines. The way a crow shook down on me the dust of snow from a hemlock tree. Can you see the picture? Can you picture this? Can you picture this sentence? I can see the crow, the tree, and the snow particles falling. The imagery is so clear that we are almost there, experiencing it ourselves. This makes the poem more alive and engaging. Next literary device is symbolism. So, symbolism is when something represents something bigger or deeper than itself. The crow symbolizes the unexpected, the dark, or the unusual, but ironically, it brings happiness. The hemlock tree symbolizes poison, death, and sadness, but here it's the source of my joy. The dust of snow symbolizes small moments, hope, purity, healing, and transformation. By using these symbols, I show you that good things can come from bad places and small things matter. Third one is personification. Personification means giving human qualities to non-human things. Look at this line. Has given my heart a change of mood. Our heart is actually a muscle that pumps blood, but I give it a human quality, the ability to feel moods and emotions. I am saying our heart experiences emotions, not just our mind. This makes the emotional change more powerful and personal. Alliteration. Alliteration is the repetition of the same sound at the beginning of nearby words. It creates rhythm and music in poetry. Let me give you some examples. Has given my heart. The H sound repeats here, and saved some part. The S sound repeats here. Dust off. Not exactly, but these sounds create flow. Dust off. Dust off. A flow is being created here. So these repeated sounds make the poem sound more musical and pleasant to read aloud. Assonance. Assonance is the repetition of vowel sounds within words in nearby lines. Listen to this. Crow and snow both have the long O sound. Crow, snow, shook down on me. The O sound repeats here. This creates a smooth, flowing quality when you say these words, noticing how your mouth moves in similar ways. It's like singing. Enjambment. Enjambment is when a sentence or thought continues from one line to the next line without any punctuation mark at the end. In my poem, notice how the first four lines have no periods or commas ending them. The thought flows from line 1 to line 2 to line 3 to line 4 without stopping. This creates a sense of continuous movement, just like the action of snow falling. It doesn't stop between lines. It continues smoothly. Metaphor is when we compare two different things by saying one is the other. We don't use like or as to compare. We just say the one is other. The one is the other. Like the moon is the sun. Okay? I will not say like the moon is like the sun or the moon is as the sun. I will directly say the moon is the sun. I use dust of snow as metaphor. Snow is snow, but by calling it dust, I am comparing snow to dust. This tells us the snow is light, fine, small, almost insignificant, just like dust, but also it suggests the snow is transformative, like dust particles catching light. Contrast or juxtaposition. Contrast means putting opposite things together to highlight their differences. For example, we'll put white background and black background together to show you the differences between them. You can clearly see that black is black and white is white. So the poem contrasts the crow, dark bird, and the snow, white, pure. So these two contrast with each other. The hemlock tree associated with poison and the healing moment. So these two contrast with each other. My sad mood at the beginning and my changed mood at the end. A small insignificant moment and its huge emotional impact. These contrasts make the poem more interesting and powerful. They challenge our expectations. Now let's bring everything together with a summary. What happens? What happens in the poem? On a cold winter day, while I am standing under a hemlock tree, a crow shakes some snow onto me. This tiny moment completely changes my emotional state. Now, why it matters? I had been having a terrible, regrettable day. I was stuck in sadness and negative thoughts. But this encounter with nature, this dust of snow, snaps me out my mood. It makes me realize that I can choose to focus on the beauty and simple joys around me instead of wasting my entire day in sorrow. So, what's the message here? Life's most important moments of transformation and healing can come from the smallest, most unexpected sources. When we are feeling down, we should look around at nature, at the world, and find those small moments of beauty. They can save us. For students, for you as students, remember that it's okay to feel sad or upset sometimes, but don't let one bad moment ruin your entire day. Find that dust of snow in your life, that small thing that brings you joy. It might be a friend's smile, a beautiful sunset, or a good song, or even a moment in nature. These small moments have the power to change your day and your mood. Friends, that's our complete journey through Dust of Snow by Robert Frost. That's obviously me. We have explored every line, understood the beautiful symbolism, identified all the literary devices, and discovered the deep themes. The most important thing to remember is this: life is full of small moments, and that can change everything. Look around you, find your dust of snow, let nature, beauty, and unexpected joys lift your spirit. Thank you so much for watching. If this helped you understand the poem better, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and drop a comment telling me your favorite line from the poem. See you soon in the next video.